Hey, how's everyone doing? So, another Lux, but this one I've had for a while, and someone asked me to do a update video on it. So, I said, why not? I'm running, just like my other uprights, I'm running a DVC HEPA bag in it. So I use this, I don't know, I don't use it a ton, but I keep it hidden away so the plastic doesn't yellow out. So anyways, I forget, I didn't look how long I've had this, but I'll put it in the title. After I do this, I'll look it up, but it's a really good machine. It's nice that they went back to a colored cord that matches the unit, not just a black one, and the rear wheels are gray and the inlet tube is gray, not just black, so it's like they started kind of caring again about how their stuff looked. I mean, white is not my favorite color for anything really. I think white is cheap, but it is what it is. This is what was out. I was able to get this brand new in the box, as you saw on you've seen this on my other video on eBay for half the cost of what a dealer would have sold it to me for. Didn't come with tools, but that's okay. I used the ones from my 6500 SR, and I think they look really good. They're gray, and this is gray, so why spend the money for the white ones where the sidekick is made in China, and it sounds like a Chinese-made sidekick, so... And I don't really use it that much to justify the added cost, but anyway, so back to the review here. So, I still think it's a really good vacuum. I think, aside from the afterthought of the HEPA filter, I think they should have stuck with the design where they had it out in front. At least that looked a little more integrated and not just, like I said, an afterthought. The motor upgrade is phenomenal. It sounds smooth. I can't remember if it's a single stage or a two-stage in it, but the performance advantage is great compared to all the other Lux uprights I've had. It's just noticeable. When I use the tools, it's it feels like it's twice as powerful as my 6500 or my Pro Lux Plus and any other Lux that I've had. And I find the power nozzle noise is a little annoying, but I suppose I could... Phone's ringing. Just shut the door. I could update the motor to the newer style ones, because then you probably wouldn't hear it over the sound of the suction motor, because the suction produced by this and the airflow, because it's a huge inlet, it just really clamps down to the carpet. And like I did to my Pro Lux, I put pieces of tape covering it, because I didn't do it completely. I leave the sides open, just like a Kirby. I mean, so it's still getting airflow, it just doesn't need to be all that, I feel. That's just my personal thing, and you can see what I told in my other video. Electrolux ended up kind of cutting this off because they were realizing that it was too much loss. So like I said, if I upgraded the brush roll to the newer style that came out in my Platinum, that's slightly quieter. It's still kind of annoying, but in this application where it really bears down, like on my TriStar with that same quieter nozzle motor, you probably wouldn't even really hear it over the suction motor. So I kind of get a little off track here, but overall I feel it's a great machine. The filtration, it's not sealed, and that's like they kind of deceive you. They throw on a HEPA filter, and it's like, I feel like some Walmart vacs have better HEPA filtration, because some air gets through it, but a lot of it that's like there's back pressure, so it gets diverted elsewhere and it comes out the bottom around the inlet tube. And it's funny because so many people have said on another website, like, oh, mine doesn't do it, but then you get a lot of people who are like, yeah, they all do it. So when you get those one or two people that like, oh, mine has never done that, mine has never done that, you kind of don't believe them. Because enough people have said that they are like that. And even the dealer admits to it. So when the dealer is admitting that he's never seen one that didn't do it, you just gotta wonder about these people. They're just clearly hardcore Electrolux enthusiasts and they just don't want to admit that it's doing it. But who knows, maybe there really is different. But so it's what I'm getting at is that it's like kind of HEPA filtration. Like obviously air does pass through it, so whatever does pass through it is getting filtered. But then I want to say it's like almost 60-40, and then the other, like, it's almost like 60% is not being filtered because the air coming out the bottom where the tube is a lot more forceful than the air coming out the HEPA filter. So maybe 50-50, 60-40, who cares? The fact of the matter is it's not completely sealed, and any good Electrolux authorized branch will tell you that. So I don't know if they've corrected that in the new black and white scheme model ones or even the commercial ones, but as far as I know they haven't. They still, if you look and carefully read, it does not say sealed HEPA filtration. It just says HEPA filtration on their site. So that's how they get away with it, by not adding that key word sealed in there. So, but you know what? I've never known anyone to have died from breathing, like while vacuuming, because they breathed in the air or the carbon dust, so what have you. If that's a real priority for you, like it has to be sealed and 100% hospital grade, then maybe you shouldn't consider this upright. But for someone that just wants a, like, no frills, all around good vacuum, that all you really need to do is change the bag, and if you have the HEPA filter, change that periodically. And like I've said in other videos, you have to change the brush roll. You just have to. I like to do it depending on, like, I'd say for the average person, if this was their only machine, I think you need to do it like every 2 to 3 years. More so if you're vacuuming hardwood floors with a brush roll on, or if you've got lower pile commercial grade carpet, those really tear up a brush roll, then it needs to be every year if you're using it a lot, like multiple times a week or what have you. But you know, just a great unit. Like I said, no frills, and if you want tools, they're easy enough to just open the flap, stick it in, and go about your business with the tools. They're substantial tools. They're not like these ones that have like a combo dusting and upholstery brush, but the bristles on the upholstery or the dusting brush side are a ½ inch long and they're really stiff. So I don't know what these manufacturers think you're going to dust with that, but certainly nothing in my house. But yeah, like I said, great all-around machine. Great upgrades compared to the previous generations with the newer motor. And I know that the newer ones have the newer style power nozzle motor, so they're a little bit quieter. But I just don't care for the look of the black and white, and neither does my dealer actually. So I'll do a quick run so you can just hear it again, and that's it. So that little flap you saw sticking out is the piece of packaging material that's kind of ghetto that I did, but anyways, you can really hear it laboring with the amount of airflow it produces. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day.